Hey everyone, and welcome to Level Up English Podcast. I'm Samantha, and it's great to have you here. Our mission is simple. Don't just learn English, learn in English. Today, we're bringing you another episode of Career Cues, your guide to navigating the professional world with confidence and clarity.
Hi everyone, I'm Benjamin. It's great to be back. On Career Cues, we break down real-world professional challenges into actionable communication strategies.
In today's Career Cues episode, we're diving into one of the most requested topics, tough talks with teammates, giving peer-to-peer feedback that helps, not hurts.
This is a big one. It's so different from a manager giving feedback. With a peer, there's no hierarchy. You have to work with this person every single day, so you're terrified of making things awkward or creating tension. Most people just stay silent and get frustrated.
That's so true. But silent frustration leads to decreased productivity and resentment. Learning how to give peer feedback is a superpower. It makes you a lubricant for the team, someone who smooths out friction and helps everyone work better together. Today, we'll equip you with a simple but incredibly effective tool, the SBI Model.
SBI? What does that stand for?
It stands for Situation, Behavior, and Impact. It's a framework that takes the emotion and judgment out of feedback and focuses on objective facts. We'll also touch on using I statements and co-creating solutions.
Sounds like exactly what's needed. Let's get into it.
Let's walk through a realistic scenario. Benjamin, imagine you have a colleague, Alex. Alex is brilliant, a fantastic analyst, but has a habit of staying completely silent during team brainstorming meetings. You often leave these meetings feeling like the team missed out on his valuable insights, and the final plan is weaker because of it.
Okay, that's a common and tricky one. You don't want to force someone to talk, but their silence is affecting the team's outcome. My first, untrained instinct might be to just say something in the moment or right after the meeting.
Let's hear that what not to do version.
I might catch him in the hallway and say, "Hey Alex, why don't you ever speak up in meetings? You're always so quiet and we really need your ideas. You need to be more participative."
Oof, I felt defensive just hearing that. Let's break down why that approach is likely to backfire. First, you started with an accusatory question. Why don't you ever? Second, you used absolute words like ever and always. And third, you gave a command. You need to be.
Right. It sounds like I'm attacking his personality, calling him quiet, rather than addressing a specific behavior. Alex would probably just shut down even more or feel resentful.
Exactly. You made assumptions about his motives. Now let's rebuild this using the SBI model. The key is to be a reporter, not a judge. You just state the facts. First, you find a private moment and ask to talk.
Okay, so I'd say, "Hey Alex, do you have a minute to chat privately about the brainstorming meeting earlier?"
Perfect. You set a respectful and professional stage. Now you apply SBI. Start with the situation, a specific, concrete time and place.
So I'd say, "In the client strategy meeting this morning." That's the S.
Excellent. Now describe the behavior, what you observed. It must be a factual, observable action, not your interpretation.
Okay. The behavior is, when we were discussing the marketing angles, you didn't share any of your thoughts. Is that right? It feels a bit direct.
It is direct, but it's also undeniably true and non-judgmental. You're not saying you were quiet or you were disengaged. You're stating an observable fact. Now for the most important part, the impact. And this is where you use an I statement to explain how the behavior affected you or the team.
So I would connect the behavior to the impact, saying something like, "The impact on me was that I felt we might have missed a big opportunity. I genuinely believe your analytical perspective is the strongest on the team, and I was worried our final plan wasn't as robust as it could have been."
That is a world-class example of feedback, Ben. Let's put it all together.
Hey, Alex, do you have a minute? In the client strategy meeting this morning, when we were discussing the marketing angles, I noticed you didn't voice your ideas. The impact on me was that I was concerned we were moving forward without your critical insights, and I worried the plan might have blind spots. I really value your perspective on these things.
See the difference? It's night and day. It's not an attack, it's an observation followed by a personal reflection. You even included a compliment that feels genuine. You've made it about the team's success and your respect for his skills. How could Alex react offensively to that?
He couldn't, really. I'm not telling him he's wrong. I'm sharing my experience. And that brings us to the final step you mentioned, co-creating a solution.
Exactly. After you've delivered the SBI, you don't dictate a solution. You open a dialogue. You turn from a person giving feedback into a problem-solving partner.
So I would finish by asking an open-ended question, something like, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on that? Is there anything we could do as a team to make it easier to share ideas in those sessions?
Perfect. That question is collaborative. It invites his perspective. Maybe he's an introvert who needs time to process. Maybe he feels he gets interrupted. You don't know until you ask. By asking, what can we do, you make it a shared problem, not just his problem.
So the full flow is ask for a private chat, deliver the SBI statement calmly and factually, then shift to a collaborative mode with an open question like, what are your thoughts, or how can we solve this together?
You've got it. This model transforms a dreaded tough talk into a constructive, respectful conversation about improving how you work together. It's a game changer for team dynamics. Before we wrap up, here's your career cues challenge for this week. Identify one low-stakes situation where you can practice the SBI model with a peer. It could be something small. The goal isn't to create a confrontation, but simply to practice articulating a situation, a behavior, and its impact in a non-judgmental way. Try it out and share how it went using hashtag #LevelUpEnglish and hashtag #CareerCues.
Great challenge. Building this communication muscle is key for anyone who wants to be a great teammate.
And that's a wrap for today's Career Cues episode. Remember, mastering professional communication is a journey, not a destination. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the show notes on your podcast app or on our website for a full transcript, the Career Expressions Handbook, and all the resources we mentioned today. If you found this episode helpful, the best way to support the show is to hit follow or subscribe and leave us a quick review. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leveling up your career. I'm Samantha, and this has been the Level Up English Podcast.